Время 6.
Мы так давно начинали эту игру, что ощущение, что в голове, наверное, тоже уже как будто пьяного выдворять. Мелкие ушлепки. Дверь мы там открыли.
Нет, дверь мы как раз таки не открыли.
Мы зашли в квартиру и оставили дверь открытой. Все ок. А вот этот...
Ты про дверь в квартиру или про...
Дверь в квартиру, да. Вот. Следующий вариант. Задача. Потайные коридоры. Мне кажется, это там в кухне как раз та дверь. Да, ищем удостоверение. Ну, тут прям как квест. Запросите дополнительный бюджет в участке. Давай позвоним.
Давай.
Заведем чудо-тарахтелку Кима.
Inside, we see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft...
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a second, officer.
Нет, стоп, она же нам вроде бы не нужна.
Sylvie Malaika on the line for
А, это.
Угу.
Oh, great. What else do you need, detective?
You hear the call breaking up.
Привет, пока.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
Огнеходец на связи.
Right. Please.
10-4, come in. Fireworker, over. 10-4, I hear you. I don't have the authority to grant your request, but...
What does he want now?
He's asking for money.
Is he fucking kidding?
I don't think he is.
Don't give that asshole anything. He's just gonna drink it all.
Alright, that's a negative on the additional funds,
Блин,
over.
ребята, мы целый день тут уже на ногах разбираемся, а вы там сидите, походу, ждете наш звонок.
He says he's in trouble, doesn't have a place to sleep.
Well, I guess he'd better crack the case before sundown then.
Vicmar said...
Who cares what this Vic Mayor said? Pull on their heartstrings. Enough, officer. This begging is below your dignity.
Да пошли не нафиг, короче. Да.
Да.
Anything else, sir?
Овер.
Roger that, 10-10, over and out.
Шлеп. Пошли в жопу. Как будто бы еще какой-то водитель есть. Серьезно.
Интересно, где?
А, кстати, вот те детки, которые играют там с каким-то камушком. А давай вот мы с этим еще не говорили. Так, вот эти товарищи.
Son, you've really let yourself go. It's a disgrace. But Coach Physical Instrument is going to get you back in prime condition, even if it takes a million
Чего?
push-ups.
Так, точно.
It's going to take blood, sweat, piss, and tears. But when I'm done with you, boy, you will be a
Boy.
master athlete.
Давай, чё?
Behold, world. Here walks a sportsman, hands choked and hair.
О, это какое-то исследование. Угу. Ну как, закончим с этим? Чё, давай поболтаем с ними.
А чего с ним болтать еще? Да не, без смысла.
Угу. Ладно, исследуем места.
Я сейчас немного в тупике.
Да, вообще тоже. Это ломбард вроде, да?
М?
Ломбард.
Hello again. How can I help you? I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have. I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone.
The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
Угу. А стой. Там новый вариант диалога про пистолет. Снова. Учитывая, что мы поговорили с Эврором.
Hello again. Sure thing.
Да, давай про покупательницу.
She didn't seem like a policeman.
Ну понятно,
Although
да.
she kept referring to herself as a
Подбасина.
pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her. Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of
Да ладно,
Martinez with it?
не такой уж и обычный.
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
Так, ну третий вариант, да. Такой раскаивающийся.
Ты про четвертый?
Третий.
Ты уверен?
Угу. Четвертый уж совсем какой-то нытье.
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find out.
О, третий. Ага.
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where
Ну
she was
да.
coming from or where she went.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it right now. You'll just have to hope Everard wasn't lying and the Union can track her down in time.
Maybe. Shady-looking guys came in here yesterday, looking like they'd just taken off their Wild Pines overalls. They asked if I have a police weapon to sell. I told them I already
То есть, возможно,
sold
это
it.
девушка не от Эврора.
It was a trip, but you know, all sorts of people come here, asking for all sorts of things.
Maybe Claire really is tracking down your gun.
Sure, man.
Да. Пойдем отсюда. Мы там что-то выучили, да?
Some kind of superstar.
Боже мой, ну и рисунки. Кайфую.
They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one wants their state monopoly on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know it would be dangerous for detectives to rise to the ranks of demigods and have sexual encounters with barely legal cover girls. It would be insane, they say. To all this, you say, Fuck off and die, in a cool voice. You people have no idea how good these cops are gonna get. They're gonna crack 20 cases a day. In the future, cops will be like astrophysicists, or prime ministers, or prophets. And you're the first one.
Jesus fuck. Какой сейчас бонус? Лимит улучшения. Угу.
Прикольно.
Так, да. Разблокировать. А, там надо будет прокачать еще.
Мгм.
Окей, тогда ждем левелап.
Мгм.
Да, мы почти на середине уровня.
Понятно.
Давай нижнюю часть карты поисследуем еще раз.
G'day to you, officers.
Колбаска, да,
Гани, колбаска.
буря. Так, мост разведен. А там тупак. Так, тут торгаш. Там внизу только бабушка так ведь.
Ну да.
Какой-то завал. Очертания похожи на разрушенное здание. Война. Или что там у них? Давай поговорим с этим вот.
С громилой?
Ага.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on
Оглядеться.
you! Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
What's it to you?
Давай первый вариант.
Big mess caused by union greed. But I only fight for the rights of people.
Происхождение. Кто ты по расе?
Ты кто?
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
Из некоторых меня выкидывали. Мне кажется, всех.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Не помню, но это нормально.
We're done here. I have a strike to break.
Мгм.
М-м-м.
Давай проверим там справа. Там ничего случайно нет? Граница, да? Мгм. Эй, маньяна. Думаешь сходить к Эврору?
Честно, не очень хочу. Но такое ощущение, как будто бы это нужно сделать вот в самый последний момент.
The file cabinet stands steady
Но
as
я
ever,
просто
drawer of
больше
some-
не знаю, куда и что делать.
Вообще, да, нет, давай наверх. Это там, где свинья какая-то полудохлая. Ну, точнее, дохлая. Так, вот как спуститься туда? Слева вот там.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the chair is not as austere as the rest of the booth. A thin grey pillow is attached to the seat, secured to the stiles by black ribbons. The drawers are empty, save for old timesheets and receipts. One small box, however, does hold some cheap painkillers. They are slightly out of date. You take the painkillers. They are yours now.
Отлично.
Oh boy, where to start? Elevated risk of dementia, mini strokes, prophet's disease, sudden death, hair death, erectile malfunction. Maybe this was a bad idea. You stand and exit the booth.
Так, это место, это вот как раз к Эврору, да?
Да.
Этому мужичку.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. The words Marsh and Arrête.
Ну ладно, давай так пойдем. Что еще делать?
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back. Sure, mister. Absolutely. I'm always willing to help out nice fellows such as yourself.
Можно сделать больше плакатов.
Oh, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht. Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Redadam's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dogfighters. Alcohol, however.
Yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags. Oh, the whirling.
Серьезно?
Them is always talking with Mr.
Ну ладно, товарищ
Manana in
такой.
that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad.
О, то есть Маньяна его понимает?
Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
He didn't actually understand what you meant, and now he's just nodding along.
Ну ладно, давай к этому Эврору.
Я жирный.
Пиштекс.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
Давай.
I'm
Oh,
very
level up.
glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggestible and unswayable. Just tell the truth.
Мы там честь отдали. Флагу старого ревошали. У стукача.
Exactly the kind of fascist memorabilia I was expecting. Weasel probably prays to it every night for the downfall of the Union. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good. By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us
Так,
caps.
блин.
Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
I'm talking beasts, hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramaritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant. Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
Да эти силовики такие же рабочие, блин.
About my fun container? It's a hoot, Harry. Who knows? Maybe you'll be in here the next time they move it. It will be very fun, I promise. But enough about me and my container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out on trees.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
Да, конечно, все.
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base. There's a militant wing inside the Union, a group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs
Кто сомневался?
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest
Да
them?
тебя можем арестовать.
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel like that to you. He's not worried. He places a lot of faith in that lawyer girl. Perhaps this is a tactical error. Anyway.
Давай про кружку. По очереди все.
Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? You guys are just light years ahead of me. I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best. Helping people. With the power of politics.
Yes, yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder?
Oh, no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you.
А в чем наша задача-то заключалась?
Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this. But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are known to be neat freaks. I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right?
Would he? I'm not so sure about it.
Oh, you're too kind, Harry. Way too kind. I know I'm not a real police officer. You are.
That's all he's going to say on this subject.
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
That does sound quite unlikely, yes. The big guy leading the scabs at the gate is colossal. He's not scared of them. If anything, he likes them being here.
То есть как раз тот мужичок, с которым мы только что говорили? Ну да, он какой-то этот, нервный. Давай дальше.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me
А кто
with her
такой
zeal.
Харди?
Oh, they are simply fine young
Тот,
men,
кто убил?
all 7 of them. Exemplary union members. Always working
Наш
to advance
подозреваемый.
their position in the local socialist democratic movement.
Кто наш
Core
подозреваемый?
members.
Ну вот как раз кто убил.
Кто убил?
Харди. Некто. Ну пока еще непонятно толком.
Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol
Несомненно.
in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets. You know what, Harry? I got a feeling they're gonna show up in full force tomorrow.
The lieutenant marks something in his notebook.
Давай про этот. 6. Нет. Может открыться какой-нибудь квест. Надо. Все, и
Of
опыт.
course! It's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
When you meet this Titus, tell him about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
Да.
Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything
Давай,
else?
до свидос.
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But It's like I can't completely trust you. Yet. Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
A man of the left. So you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
Давай третий.
Да не.
Ну, он просто играет с нами.
Хотя да.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is, company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me?
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But, he thinks, it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martin A's, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind
В
this
смысле,
killing.
мы же только что выяснили, кто убил.
He's saying as little as possible, as vaguely as he can, deliberately omitting things.
Для чего эти подписи, знаем? Хотя он вряд ли тебе расскажет вообще.
Что вряд ли.
Давай.
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martin A's. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs. And on roller skates. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission
Для
off the
выселения,
ground,
что ли,
Harry.
людей?
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architect.
Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street?
Am I? Harry, these people, Martin A's is the most important thing in my life. I would never let anything bad happen to them. We're gonna build a youth centre there. The value of their properties goes up and kids have a place to play in. I'm looking out for these people, not pulling the rug from under them, Harry. I'm looking out for all of Martin A's, not just the harbour.
He means it.
On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there, a little village they're calling it. A gloomy place. You'll find it. I trust your detective skills, Harry.
Да, примем.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I hear there is some trouble with the waterlock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then I'll know you're a solid socialist.
Угу. Давай разблокируем. Подожди. Самый борщ. Ладно, мы с этим товарищем еще поговорим.
Так. Я думаю... Это ничто не
Сила воли, может быть?
Из моторики.
Просто у нас вот при осмотре трупа все никак нет скилла преодолеть. Стойкость не помогла. А давай посмотрим силу воли.
Где?
Психика первая. Так, стой.
Угу.